I went round my mum's house. There's this poignant moment that I remember so well. And I said to my mum when I was packing my kit into this bag, I said, "Here, Mum," I said, "can you pass me that sack over there?" She knew what it was. She passed me the sack, and I got it, and I put it into this top little pouch on the rucksack, and I sort of zipped it. I went zzz, zzz, like that, you know. It's like around the top of the sort of rucksack. And I said, "Next time I open that zip, I've caught the black mirror." In 2005, I was living in Spain. I'd been there for 2 years. I was having the time of my life. I was waking up in the morning, looking across out of my balcony onto the sea, pale blue sky, pinks, pale pinks. It was just absolutely beautiful. Flat calm, didn't even look like a sea, it looked like a lake. It always used to remind me of fishing and looking out there thinking it's salt water, you know, I might see a dolphin or something, but never gonna see a fish. When I say never gonna see a fish, when I'd left England 2 years previously, I'd actually been having a little go for the black mirror on the mere. And I kind of came to a decision that I was never going to see the black mirror jump out in the sea. At that time, I decided to make a conscientious decision to get my kit together in a way that I'd never done before. Previously, I'd always been sort of static on there, really afraid to be seen and afraid to manoeuvre around the lake. So I got all my kit sorted out. I went and see Graham Fanner, Dimag. He gave me some like really nice short 9-foot 3-piece rods in a nice little short bag. Got a little rucksack and a bucket. In my rucksack, I had an inflatable little mattress, a little tiny tent, a tiny little sleeping bag, a kettle, plastic cup, a few little bits and bobs, tiny little stove, all titanium, very lightweight. Everything was in this tiny little rucksack. And in the bucket, I had a couple of kilo of boilies, pot of pop-ups, and a boilie needle, packet of hooks and some bait floss, that sort of type of thing. Packet of biscuits and a few little things like that. So I made this decision to go and have a go for it. I went round my mum's house. There's this poignant moment that I remember so well. And I said to my mum when I was packing my kit into this bag, I said, "Here, Mum," I said, "can you pass me that sack over there?" She knew what it was. She passed me the sack, and I got it, and I put it into this top little pouch on the rucksack, and I sort of zipped it. I went zzz, 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 like that, you know. It's like around the top of the sort of rucksack. And I said, "Next time I open that zip, I've caught the black mirror." So with that, that was done and dusted. I started going up there. I worked out roughly quite quickly where the fish were hanging around. I was in an area in the weed bed to the right of the rat hole. And then I had to go back to Spain. I went back again to it from Spain to England to have another go. I flew back to England. I think I might have got a hired car and driven up there once or twice, or I'd get on a train. Now, this particular time, I went up to the mere, parked in the lay-by, down by the main road, by the roundabout, made my way onto the lake. It was dark. I knew what I was doing. I knew where I was going to go. I knew where I wanted to fish. I knew where they were. But the weather was so mild, and there was this southwest westerly blowing straight into the turd swim, and I couldn't refuse to do a night in there. It looked just so good. I thought, you never know, the wind would have maybe brought them into that area. I did the night, woke up in the morning, nothing. Made a cup of tea, went for a walk, walked up onto the high bank. Standing on the high bank, sitting there, looking across to where I thought I should be. Bang! One great big fish walloped out, straight out of the water. I was like, I knew they would be there. What am I doing? I've got to pack up and get round there. So with that, off I went. It was raining, thick drizzle. I got pretty wet packing down and moving, but I was on it, you know, like I'd seen the fish and I was on it. I got round to the rat hole, got my gear out, I went down into this little hole. A lot of you won't know about it, and many of you will, but I went down into this little hole, and there was this little tiny little platform on the side of the water with bushes all over it. You couldn't be seen. It was great. I put my little tent up, put my waders on. I even had a pair of waders folded up in the little rucksack. Put the waders on, got into the water, and I had to go down to the right to get the rods out. I had a 2.5 ounce lead on these little rods, and I got them out there as far as I could into the area where I thought I'd seen this fish. It was close to where I knew they were. 2 rods went out absolutely perfect. Bang, bang, perfect drops, lovely and clean. scattered a bit of bait out there, and I wanted to do one more rod, and I wanted it a little bit closer to the area where there was the weed, but I just couldn't get a drop.